Hi everyone, welcome back to the EV Puzzle. I've got an update for you today on the Kona electric. Yesterday I went for a cycle ride out to see my Hyundai dealership, SLM Hyundai in Norwich. Decided to cycle, it was just such a great day. It's a 26-mile round trip. I thought it would be good to stick the action camera on the bike and video the journey and show a little bit of Norwich. I think I got the settings wrong there. I think I put the time lapse on too short and hence it's gone a bit quick. But I'll include it anyway so you can have a look. The reason for the visit? Well, that's quite simple. I haven't filled out any order paperwork yet. I did an order in May through my dealership, but I didn't do the click-to-buy system because I'd already placed the order. There was an arrangement for dealers to transmit or provide the information of my order through to click-to-buy, ready for August the 2nd. So my information went into the system, but it didn't create and generate the same online account that you might have had if you used click-to-buy to buy your Hyundai in the UK. So yesterday I went through all the spiel about insurance products and the due diligence that they have to do because they're regulated products they're potentially offering you. Got through all of that and got my paperwork. So I now have paper showing the price and how much money I have left to pay, and it's a premium SE, ceramic blue. Delivery date, I don't quite have that yet because it's not in the country, so I'm told. I've just heard from another customer to say that not only is it in the country, it's at the dealership and he might be able to get it next week, which is excellent, unless of course it's before September the 1st, because then it'd be an old registration number. It'd be the 18 plate, not 68. So 10th is when Click2Buy said I could have the car, but my dealership still tells me it could be sometime in the week beforehand. So this week, hopefully it'll arrive at the docks. Sometime in the next few days or early next week, I'll know when it's coming to the dealer. Then I'll be able to go and see the car and make my final confirmation of buying the car. Because, this is something to talk about. You know, this meeting that Hyundai were trying to organise in Swindon, it was a PR event to get the early Kona buyers together, and they could have a press photo call and provide lunch, those sort of things. It was on EV News Daily that Hyundai were doing this. And basically it sounds like a brilliant idea, but the logistics of doing so, especially the timing now, if the cars are only just coming into the country, and they're trying to organise this event for the 10th of September, then they'd had to make decisions this week probably, and very early next week, about which cars were going to go to Swindon and which cars would go to the dealers. Because once they arrive on the dock, I guess they just don't sit there, Tilbury docks will want them cleared. So they have plans on which transporters they go on and which dealers they're going to go to. So to change those plans last minute and get them rediverted to Swindon would have been a logistical nightmare. But as it turns out, I had a communication from Hyundai recently that said that that event's not going to go ahead now. They might try and organise something else. But I'd imagine that would have been very difficult to organise in the timescales without the risk of cars being separated from the customer. What if a customer went to Swindon expecting it to be there, only to find it was actually at the dealer? Or the other way around, the customer goes to the dealer and find the car got sent to Swindon. Logistically it's all happening now, isn't it? It's happening in the next couple of weeks, and the countdown started. I can't wait. It's 2 to 3 weeks, and then I should see the car, have pictures of it to share, and within that 3 weeks, hopefully, be driving the car. One of the things to share with you, the insurance product that they told me about for the 7-day free insurance. I thought this was a wonderful feature that it comes with, apparently, an excess insurance, so that it lasts for a year, not the 7 days. So if you have an accident in your car 6-8 months later on your own insurance, but you have an excess, then you can claim on that Hyundai free 7-day policy for the excess of up to £250. Well, that's really handy, because if you're guaranteed to cover your excess by £250, then this year, from now, you could up your excess and get a reduced insurance premium, because you know you're covered by the extra £250. So for me, even though I'm probably going to have my insurance arranged, I'm going to take the 7-day insurance and say, thank you very much, a nice bit of extra cover. Going back to that Swindon event, then for me personally, it would have involved about 12 hours of travel that day if I'd have done it all in a day, and a fair bit of cost for the train trips and taxis as well. So logistically, it wasn't really possible for me. But I actually did want my car at the dealer. I wanted to collect it at the dealership for 2 reasons. One, I want to ask the dealer to do a battery state of health check on the car, like they do with a service. I want to know on day one when I receive it what the state of the battery is like. And for me, I want to do that because I want to check degradation over years. But also, it's nice to know that your battery's in perfect health when you actually get the car. So if I'd have gone to Swindon, I wouldn't have had that. The other thing, yeah, when I ordered the car, part of the deal was that because it's sight unseen, if I see the car when it arrives at the dealership and I don't like it for any reason whatsoever, then I would have had my deposit back and I wouldn't have to proceed with the order. So if I'd have picked it up at Swindon, then I'd had to drive back in the car, then I wouldn't have had that opportunity. So this way, yeah, I'm not going to change my mind, but I've still got that opportunity that I'll see the car before I actually buy it, and it wouldn't have been the case if the cars had gone down to Swindon, because I would have had to have paid for the car in advance of actually seeing it and then driving it. So yeah, I'm happier my car's going to my dealership. While I was at the dealer yesterday, I met a couple of interesting people. Coincidentally, a meeting wasn't planned. There were a couple of senior people there at the dealership. There was Jason Barlow from SLM, he's the director I believe, and he was meeting with Jason Huggins from Hyundai UK, Sales and Development Manager. Now, I don't know what the meeting was about, but they'd apparently heard of me, heard of EV Puzzle, and wanted to come and meet me. So we had a nice chat about electric cars. Jason Huggins told me some of the click-to-buy reasons was to prevent dealers from pre-registering too many cars and limiting geographically who got the cars. Click-to-buy obviously made it fairer rather than, you know, a large bulk of cars all going to London and Southeast or whatever large car dealerships who would pre-order lots of cars ahead of time. So I thought that made sense. It was nice of him to share that with me. We also talked about order numbers. I think he told me that it was 250 in the first day that was sold, although there was talk on one of the forums that it was closer to 300, but yeah, so nothing official out yet, but that sounds as close to official as I can say. That I heard someone from Hyundai quoting 200 and something, 250, 280. I can't remember the actual number he said, so don't take it as gospel, but yeah, we are talking hundreds. There was also a little talk about hydrogen and hydrogen cars out. Now, I must admit, that actually turns me off a little bit, because it's one of the reasons why I moved my order, because I was planning on ordering from a dealership in Lowestoft, but the sales manager kept annoying me so much by talking about hydrogen as if it was the next best thing. It was putting doubts in my mind about whether to buy a battery car in the first place. I find it annoying enough that car dealers are only selling diesel and petrol and don't know enough about electric to sell those cars. But then if more senior people are promoting hydrogen and missing out what's available now and is right for customers now, that just seems wrong. I can understand it being in the press, I can understand it as a good technical discussion, it's very interesting, but not in a sales environment, because it'll actually put customers off from buying the electric car now. So a little strange that there's so much discussion on hydrogen. So pretty much I'm ready. The car should be here any moment and I'll get the information soon. I've got a countdown now of between 2 and 3 weeks. As soon as I get an actual day I'll know what I'm doing, and I really can have a proper countdown. My insurance is sorted, the Zappy charge is coming this week. Everything's, I wouldn't say ahead of schedule, but certainly on schedule. The last thing that I've been doing is checking out my electric consumption on my house. I want to analyse how many units of electricity I use now, and which product I'm on and which tariff I'm on, and then add to that what I'm expecting to consume with my car, and then work out the tariff that I need to be on going forward in the future. The analysis that I've found is that I'm using 1 unit of electricity overnight, between about 9, 10 o'clock at night and 6, 7 o'clock in the morning. So that's just 1 unit of electricity. And I'm using between 6 and 7 units during the day on top of that. In total for the year, 2,453 units is what I'm consuming. So for me, the ratios at the moment on the house are all towards day usage, not night usage. So economy 7 just would not work for me. With the car, well, I'm working out on 5 miles per kilowatt hour. That's my target for the car and the average I'm going to use. I'm estimating 13,000 miles for my use of the car. So divide that by 5. And then add on top 12.5% for charge loss. I'll include a reference in the description below because I did a video on charge loss recently. So that's a fair estimation. I came up with 3,000 units of electricity I'm planning to use for charging the car. So, 1 unit overnight at the moment, that's 365, and 3,000 for the car, that's 3,365 units of electricity overnight if I go on economy 7, versus 2,088 day units as to what I'd use. So that ratio works out, well, it almost works out well for economy 7. I think economy 7 is a little cheaper than the standard tariff with those numbers, but to definitely make it work, I'd probably have to put my hot water on the immersion overnight as well, and then it would definitely justify an economy 7 tariff. For me personally, I don't think I'm going to go economy 7, even though it shows as £110 better off. One, I've got the hassle of getting the meter, and if I went with bulb, then they would charge me £120 for an economy 7 meter. But regardless of that, whether I got one for free or I have to buy it, I want the flexibility of a standard tariff, so I can charge at 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 o'clock in the morning, or at peak times, 4, 5, 6 o'clock in the evening, without being burdened with extra cost. So I want that flexibility, at least for the first year, so that I can understand how I'm charging, when I'm charging. I might go out at 6 in the morning for a walk to the beach, come back and then want to charge the car. But if I was on economy 7, would I feel that I want to, because I should be charging just overnight? So I'm going to go with that flexibility to start with and hang the extra £110 worth of cost. Whether I go Eon or Bulb or any other company, I don't know yet. I haven't decided what to do, and I'm definitely not recommending any of them. These are the... Eon's the company I'm with currently. Bulb is the best price that I found online when I looked for comparison sites. And you may be on a different supplier, you may have different rates of electricity and different consumption rates, and you may do more or less miles, and what works for you might not work for me. So yeah, I'm not advising anything, I'm not recommending anything, I'm just giving you what suits me. Bulb though, yeah, they do look cheaper for me, so probably I'd be sensible going with Bulb to start with on a standard tariff and then consider economy 7 later, but we'll see on that. The good news is comparison for the petrol or the diesel. I worked out the same mileage, 13,000 miles, 60 miles to the gallon. I worked out I was going to be spending just over £1,200 a year on diesel for the same miles. So that's a good £800 to £900 saving a year. Doesn't justify having the car, I understand that, but that's still a really nice saving on fuel, so I'm very happy. Even though, when you look at the tariff that I'm on now compared to Eon's best tariff that they can currently offer me, it's gone up 23%. So yeah, I'm happy that I'm not going to be spending as much on diesel, but I'm not happy that my electricity costs have gone up 23% in 1 year. That does not justify. Hopefully that all makes sense, and if you've enjoyed that, yeah, please like and share these videos. If you haven't subscribed already, don't forget to subscribe. But definitely more videos coming, and they will be Kona ones soon. Yeah, 2 weeks, 2 and a bit weeks, and then it'll be Kona videos. So thank you very much for watching. Thanks for subscribing if you have already, and see you again soon. Bye for now.